Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Automotive Designer's Perspective. I am here with Red J, who provided the Guardian for today's review. We've decided to bring out a little baby Fury to go along with the big Fury. Thank you for providing this.
No worries.
Let's start with the exterior, and this is the base paint.
Base paint on the Guardian QI.
Okay. Oh, there's like some flathead screws. That's interesting. Latch points are still marked with triangles, and the thrusters are properly labeled. Take a look at the landing gear. If I can remember how to get prone of a caution. It kind of looks like the feet are wrapped in a carbon fiber.
Kind of goes to the Mirai's kind of racing heritage and performance heritage.
Okay.
It's kind of Misk's take on those things.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing from the ads that there's like a design intent or a racing intent for this thing.
Racing, performance, and a hint of luxury is usually the Mirai sales pitch, alongside them the Misk alien influences.
We have a couple of no step stickers. I think that is the landing gear right beneath us. So maybe that has to do something with that. Up above, there's another one that looks fairly similar, though this one is labeled access point. Can we get any further back? It's like 3 vent modules or maybe wire bundles. There's a fire label right behind the gun. That's kind of neat.
That is a full-size 5 mount. So you can change that out from energy base to ballistic. So it's not like bespoke or anything where it can be smaller.
Okay. I think most of everything we're going to see is on the inside. See that there's a no step sticker here. Do we have to follow that or can I just ignore it? Are these look like thrusters on the very front?
They are. And on the just inside the wing, the winglets, I guess you'd call them, you can see additional thrusters.
Oh, yeah. These ones pointing in, these ones are properly labeled. The ones in the front don't appear to be. I want to see if I can run up that. Aha. Okay. There are yellow triangles, which look like just a grab point. From the looks of it, that would be where you would grab it to open the panel. But how it becomes unlatched to open, I'm not really seeing. It does look like there's a giant data port on the side. Do the other ones? It's probably a mirrored design, so I'm assuming that it probably would. Yep, there's one up above. Oh, the one above does have like movie latches, these sliding latches, but there's no indicator for them. Are they down here? No, they're missing from down here. They're supposed to go in these trenches. Interesting. So it's not a direct copy, but they are reusing the panel, but they're not reusing all of the aspects of the panel.
They snuck in some services for the pilots on the lower wings, winglets.
Services?
On the interiors. Yeah, so.
Oh, weapon stuff. Cool.
And then the other side's the locker.
That is sweet. Take a look at that right after I get a good look back inside here. More unlabeled latchy doodads. Oh, that looks like a new latch. I don't think I've seen that on other vehicles before. We're using hinges to add a detail. I am assuming that the other wing is going to be the same, but I don't know for sure. Oh, there's a crush hazard at the joint for the motor. Okay, I'm happy about that. I'm glad I see that. It's exactly what should be there. Okay, see, this is what I was talking about when in a previous video, I had mentioned that the textures are mirrored, that they only design one half of the ship, and then the other half is just a mirrored copy. And they have to put through a specific toggle for the right texture to show up on the correct side of the ship. This one was not marked correctly. So it says, warning, crush hazard backwards.
Oof.
Interesting though. Mirai uses flathead fasteners. Most of that I've seen on other ships would use like hex bolts. Aux access safety code JL9003. I think we've seen that number on another ship.
On the bolt topic, it could be that that's some influences from Misk. So Misk is always, people have this thought of like it's modern because it's got alien influences, but Misk has been around a bit, and Misk kind of formed this sub company Mirai to kind of do its own thing that's a little different and more aggressive and more, I would even argue, experimental for them. But it would make sense that they still use the same type of production back infrastructure, same type of screws, the same type of plates.
Yeah, that would make sense. Cut down on BOM cost. Air intake, do not cover. Right in front of what looks like a data port. Now, I'm assuming that the other wing is an identical. And do a quick look just to make sure. Yep, the warning sticker's the correct way on this side. So they did what we do in the automotive industry. We designed the driver's side and then mirror for the passenger.
Oh,
Unless it's like a specific component. Certain things are not mirrorable. A lot of times the cover for your rear view mirror, because you'll have like rain sensors and lane keeping assist cameras, those are not mirrorable. So that's custom. Side mirrors are custom, but that's pretty much it. Like obviously the IP is custom, but otherwise, like for the most part, probably like 75% of the vehicle is mirrored, probably higher than that. Now I'm curious, is that access point sticker, did they mess up on that one too? Nope, they got that one right. Now for the inside of the winglets. Oh, this is a new detail. Haven't seen that in any other ones yet. That's also a new latch. The marked thruster, more latch points. It's looking like in their design language, they're using white triangles to indicate a surface that can be removed or one that is movable, but then the actual moving surface uses red triangles, I think. Access point, personal locker. That's a new sticker. These look weird to me. The right above the hand symbol, there's that like blue sticker. It looks like it's supposed to have more information.
yeah. That and is that a latch just to the right of that sticker? Is that like a lever that you can pull up or something? Like, you know, when we can do maintenance.
It does look like it. I would expect that to be a latch that you could pull. Yeah. It's interesting because every time I do one of these reviews, I have to figure out, okay, what is like the typical screw? What do the triangles mean for this manufacturer? Do they do things in a common language across the ship, or is it like location based?
Fair.
You have to try to go in these with a blank mind to figure it out.
There's on the forward landing gear on the bottom winglets. There's like a caution sticker on the interior. I don't know if it's on the exterior as well.
Where?
It's like a pair of them.
Oh, those. I believe those were on the other side. I like the hazard tape behind the missiles. Those are cool.
And then
Oh,
the
there's
way
a
the
crush
missiles
symbol. Do these wings move independently of the body?
they do.
Okay, cool.
And the missiles are on the way missiles are set up on these is that's like a normal rack. So there's a rack, then the missiles are mounted to the rack. The rack is mounted to the winglet.
Modular.
Yep.
Do not cover air intake system that uses yellow triangles. Where are other yellow triangles? That looks like an air intake. Does yellow mean air intake? I think yellow means air intake.
Oh,
Other than right here, where it's obviously where you're supposed to grab the panel to open it. Okay, so maybe they have a dual purpose, but it seems yellow is supposed to be air intake. Yeah, more hand crush. I like seeing those. I think that's my favorite sticker. An exclamation sticker. For what? Oh, that's the escape pod. Okay. I'm assuming this is where the bed is on the inside.
I believe so. There's a full hab in there, and it's about that spot.
Sweet. It's got two
Because-
hinges.
Just behind the pilot seat, which is this ball turret type thing.
Mhm.
There's like a mini room full of components, and then you proceed through another doorway, and then you're in the bed. So that should put it in about that spot on that side of the ship.
Awesome. Starting to figure you out, Misk. There's just yellow all over this motor. I love it. Or this engine. Oh, are they held in with gravity? Are they using grav plates to hold the engine pod?
Slightly into your future, the hull B is starting to be kind of sneak peeked about. So it would be interesting to see the differences between Mirai and Misk there. Hull B being Misk and this being Mirai under the same company.
Yeah, that would be. I'm not a big fan of Misk stuff, but I do like Mirai. And okay, this is super cool about these engines. Like, I didn't really notice it, but I wonder if the small ones do it too. They're just a little too tiny to really see it. But it looks like that, so they don't actually attach to the like the carrier. It looks like there is a cargo gravity mat behind it, and I think that might be how it turns.
There's a whole little arm. It's that when it opens up, it might be in the anti-grav in there, but there's like an arm that actually expands out.
Okay. From what I can see right now, the actual thruster is not physically attached to the ship.
That's so cool.
I think it's held in with magnets. Yeah,
Yep.
and behind you can see those like gravity thingies. I think that's how it steers it. It uses magnetic force to pull the motor. And this passenger one is upside down. I don't know if you noticed it, but that would make sense. If it's just like a cylinder, a sphere, or whatever, they only need to make one engine, then just flip it upside down to go to the other side.
Fair. There's the anti-grav arm. You can see the hinge pins here for it to attach to the body from back here. I want to move out of the way so you look straight up. It's like a big circle there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it has the hand crush. Yellow in a circle with red and black. Yeah, this thing is awesome. Those are such cool engines.
And it's a dream to land this thing. When you fly it in a bit, you'll see.
Okay.
Those engines, they pivot so well.
See, on the back, we have maintenance access, qualified personnel only, the Mirai logo, danger with an electric symbol. That would make sense for this because it basically sends out a EMP, doesn't it?
Yes, it distorts quantum travel. It disrupts it. Dampens. I think officially QED, it's a dampener. Yeah.
Sweet.
And you have when you test it out, please go into advanced view and see it like it has a tail. I'm not going to spoil it anymore.
All right, another labeled thruster. I'm not going to focus too much on this engine because both of the engines are the same. One is just flipped upside down.
And on the back.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's even more interesting than that. Oh, this is awesome. I love seeing the reusability of parts. So it's one engine used twice, but then the face cover is mirrored upon itself. So the top half of the cover is the same as the bottom. They just produce one cover and then use it 4 times. That's such a cost saving measure, but I love it. It makes repairability really easy.
Heck yeah.
What do we have behind here?
I don't think it's part of your exterior look, but when we get to the rear entrance here, the elevator, I'd like to hear your take on the armored plate. You'll see what I mean when we go to use it.
All right. Got some steel braided cable. Looks like a cold cable. A couple of latches. There's a lot going on around the whatever it is. What you call it?
The QED.
That thing, yeah. I am just so fascinated at the engine. It is just a direct copy from one to the other. They didn't have to make anything special for that.
I'm grateful, especially when you think of the flow, and it even makes sense in lore. It makes sense in game. You know, the companies would do things like that.
Yeah. All right, we have 2 giant latches on the outside of this panel. Kind of makes me wonder this whole thing is just removable in one piece. Anything different with this foot? No, that looks the same. All right, let's see if we can get a look at the top. The serial number is smaller than I thought it would be. Oh, this is okay. This is like what I was talking about with consistency. On the top here, they have red on latches and on grip points for removing a panel. When I believe they were using, they use yellow on the inside of the wings, but red on the outside of the wings, and then yellow at some latches, but not all latches, where they were using white and red on other latches. This is where I'm getting a little disappointed in the design language. It's not consistent. Lots of different latches on the very top of the wing. Looks like a possible data port thing. You can definitely see the latches where these wings look like they could be removed. Like if you had a damaged wing, it looks like you'd be able to just pop it off.
That's probably going to be pretty common, especially for orgs that might be running 2 or 3 of these in a group, say a pair of Guardians and a Guardian QI. One of them loses a wing and it's just sitting in the org hangar. Eventually you just pop it on.
I like that type of gameplay.
Yeah, and then it depends on how granular CIG gets. But talking about fabricating parts to fix Nova tanks for the Ironclad Assault brought up some interesting topics for players with ships. They're saying, well, why can't we use a custom fabricator at an outpost or a ship or at a large place like this and just pop out parts? So how granular is it going to get? Like, are you just gonna have to produce a whole wing to replace that, or can you like go down to the panel level and just replace whole panels? little panels.
It would be interesting if you could go into the nitty gritty. I kind of don't feel that they'll do it. I mean, maybe if this game is still around when I'm 90. There's a sticker on the missile itself. To prevent equipment damage, please refer to manual before to prevent injury. Caution. Failure to comply to UEE standards may result in injury and or death. Access panel inside. A lot of that was scratched off. I kind of had to ad-lib a little bit. There's an access point right above the bubble with a caution sticker. Looks like another auxiliary access sticker. Ooh, there's a Mirai sticker with a barcode. Let's see, can I get a good look at that? Aha, I think I can get a good look from here. It says 3429-7643-2595. That's a new number. We've not seen this barcode yet. My internal headcanon says there's like a big secret around the barcodes and the numbers on the inspection stickers. I don't know if it's true, but I really hope so. This kind of goes to the inconsistency. So on the bottom one, the yellow triangles, a lot of them are labeling air intakes, but then they don't do it on the top one that has the same part. Let's take a look at the weapons locker. White triangles, orange lights, braided cable. Oh, it looks like you can enter the pilot seat from the outside too.
Yes.
That's cool. Another air intake. All right, I want to take a look at the back from up above. It is so, like, you know the Fury is small, but next to it, it is just comically small.
It's like in The Expanse when they had the assault little vehicles, like those little cargo containers that had engines mounted to them to take on the station. And then the Rocinante was near it, and it was like the Rocinante was massive compared to this container full of like 20 plus guys. And it kind of feels like that. Like this is like a stripped down container that has engines slapped to it compared to this thing.
Oh yeah, you're basically just sitting on an engine in that thing.
Which it's fun. It's very fun to fly the Furies, especially the Fury LX. I really do like it. But it's, to me, like this thing has a lot more obviously capabilities and practical nature to it.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's tons of electrical stickers on that spine you were talking about. Red LEDs. It's a little different from the orange ones in the weapons locker. Warning hand crush at the pivot joint. Love to see it. Another access panel. There's so much to see, but I'm still confused over the design language because there's no consistency over what makes a removable panel. What is a latch that you can open? I mean, I'm kind of guessing that yellow is air intake, but there's no real consistency over it. But yeah, my guess is yellow is like air intake and red is movable part for a movable surface. And then white, I don't know, it's hard to say. Though I will point out that I have yet to see a Ben Curtis sticker. I actually sort of suspect that sticker that we saw above the handprint thingy, I think that is supposed to be the Ben Curtis sticker.
Could be.
All right, the elevator.
When this comes down, take a look at the plate. Look at that weird plate. Do you want me to raise it again? How about I raise it when you see it in action?
Okay, do it again. That last movement is completely unnecessary.
I'm really not fond of this plate. It feels like a lot of things can go wrong with it. Like there's a space in between that's really big. Like you're not always landing in perfect places. Like you're landing in places with rocks and other things moving around. It feels like stuff can get caught between the outer plate and inner plate.
I mean, I'm totally fine with the plates being separate. I get what you're saying, but I understand it because the inner plate has to stay level with the person on it and the outer plate needs to conform to the ship. So I understand it, but it moving out at the last stage, it's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything.
One more time.
So it comes down and then moves out. It doesn't need to do that.
Also, because it's level with the pads that are holding the ship up,
Mhm.
I can't prove this because I only did it once, but I'm quite convinced that this thing makes the ship shake if it's not on a perfectly level place, because it's like it lands, adjusts itself, and then it throws that little footer backwards, and I swear it made the ship wiggle when I was on top of a mountain I was testing it on.
Oh, I could totally see that happening. Yeah, it's flat, so it's acting as well, I mean, I guess technically there are 4 landing pads, but with this being so far extended out and in the center, it acts as though the ship is on 3.
Mm.
But it does look like it's removable. There's some big latches back here.
Oh, that's so neat. I love those details.
What could you remove it with? Put in a ladder. Maybe remove the top, replace it with a ladder so you only have the bottom.
I know CIG is excited about the idea of we need to be able to consistently get modules in and out of the ship on various ships. But because of how short of a distance this is,
Mhm.
you could go up on a ladder, open the door up there, and then pull a 2-hand tractor beam or a 1-hand tractor beam out and use that to pull the module up.
Yeah.
You don't need this. This is a nice to have, but it's not
Ooh,
necessary.
that looks cushy. I like this so much. This floor looks so cushy. Like the kind of like brand new carpet. Like you just want to be barefoot on it.
Yep.
More giant latches. Okay, so this is making a little more sense. These latches are for the top plate. So this top plate looks to be removable, possibly for future customization.
Be nice.
And then the bottom plate looks removable too, maybe for module stuff. Either way, ready to go in? What do you, oh, here it is. Actually, I should look at this first. Let's take a look at the opening itself. More latches. Okay. This is making a little more sense to me now, because I saw these bolts on the side of it and I was like, well, that's a little weird, but I think they're like locking bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bank vault door. It's got little pins that move out. It's just my guess.
You see those little triangles? They're like a style thing from the winglets too. It like carries over into here on that one
Oh,
metal part.
yeah. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Little designs like that are nice. Man, the detail in this elevator, like going up and down, just the track, that's so cool. There's a mind your head. Oh, I love it. What else is in here? We have some grab handles, but the grab handles don't come up with you.
Maybe
Oop.
for EVAs?
A hidden Mirai sticker. This one's really clear. Same one as before. It has the same number. I'm going to try scanning it with my phone. I actually don't know if I can do that. Do I have a barcode scanner? I do not. All right, I'm going to have to download one real quick. So scanning the barcode does not come up with anything, which I'm not like too surprised, but I sort of would have hoped that it would lead to a website or something. That'd actually be really cool if it would lead to the Guardian's website on RSI. That would be really neat. All right, let's go up. So the first thing that I noticed that I don't like is the red. I like the physical red parts. Those are fine. I like those a lot. It's specifically the red lights. It's too close to a fire color. And specifically, if the red alert lights are flashing, it would be hard to tell whether or not it's just the accent color or if you have a fire on your ship. I think these should have been a white, like a neutral white, but I don't think red was the right choice. Because yeah, like any fire gameplay, it's going to be hard to tell whether or not you're looking, like if you're waking up in your bed and you see the red lights, are you looking at the accent color of your lights or are you looking at a fire?
Only if they blink, it's emergency, but it's still not best practice to have a red light in the hab, in my opinion.
That's even worse. If the lights are blinking during an emergency, I mean, fair, it's an emergency, but like still, how, like, is it a fire or are you being shot at or something? Or is somebody like picking a part off your ship? I don't know. I just don't, I think it's too close to the color of fire.
Yep. Let me get out of the way. So that's the suit locker location, which you can't get to if the elevator's open and this room is vacated of oxygen.
I'm okay with that. Specifically because you'd have to be using the suit locker. Like if you're in here and the door is shut, you're in an airlock situation anyway. So like you using the suit locker, I don't know. I think through like order of process, it makes sense, but I can see why people would not be happy about it. Because like you'd already be on the panel anyway.
Yes. I don't want to jump ahead. If you already covered the hab, or are you still working?
No, I haven't even like gotten past the lights. I haven't talked about anything in here yet.
Gotcha. I'll point out the layout, the suggestion I had, like of when we get to there.
Yeah, even like the red color, it makes it hard to tell, but these are yellow triangles, I think.
That's very true. The red just washes it out.
This is for the yeah, those are yellow. The quantum drive, take a look at it. Any secrets? Does not look like that there's any secrets in there. There is the keep clear labeling. Above that, there's more latches that look red but are actually yellow. ECS module, another access panel with latches. And then, oh, that must be the air vent for cycling the airlock. Oh, overhead switches. I love overhead switches. Okay. Manual control for ECS and DNU, whatever those are. Either way, love it. I love overhead switches. The glass. Oh,
ECS, environmental control system, maybe? Like,
oh, that could be
oxygen?
That could be. That would make sense. Yeah, because you'd want manual control of that for this room.
And in this room, there's a word that says ventilation. I'm sorry. I think you have one in there too. I don't want to make you jump ahead.
Yeah. The like ventilation thing on the ceiling?
Yes.
Yes. There are 2 of them in here. But man, these lights, the warm lights. I love it. I love the warm lights. And the stippled glass. Oh, it's gorgeous. You can see the light bending in the rippled glass. Oh, that's gorgeous. I did take a quick peek and notice that these above the suit locker, they look like emergency lights. Do those flash if the emergency lights are on?
Do you want me to hit the button?
Yeah, go ahead.
In this room, at least, you can see them flashing without having to actually make the ship get in danger.
Ooh, okay. I still feel that if the emergency light thing is triggered, it should send it through the whole ship, not just the hab room.
Yes. The one I do want to give them one nod is these little dome lights on the bottom here. They play double duty. They start flashing, so they're red, but they flash red. They flash when they're in an emergency, at least.
Nice. Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Those do look nice. Oh, and there's a little one here. This is new. Oh no, that's just the reflection. I thought that was a new light. It's just a reflection. I'll continue on in here. You have the weapons locker. Very nice. Oh, I thought it was airlocked. No, that's just, things are like opening twice for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's just the patch. You're recording this on 4.0.1, by the way, just in case viewers are interested.
Yes, I've been thinking about putting that in my videos lately. Another barcode. There has to be something with the barcode. Its resolution is much higher than the rest of the stickers. Hand crush, Mirai. Oh, and more glass. Though this one is a neutral white. Have not seen a cool... Oh, wait, there's a cool white. So cool white is above the door panel. Warm light is for the environment. And neutral white looks to be for suit lockers and weapons. I am totally okay with that so far. Oh, that opening animation. That is nice. I'll look at that again. Oh, that's awesome. Do these open to signify a manual release? They do. They move. All right. You want to help me with something?
Sure.
Okay. Because I'm going to try to do this as a replay in the video so other people can see it because it is such a small detail. So
okay.
When I tell you to open the suit locker. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Those little tiny silver tabs move when you open the suit locker.
That's really nice.
We have a keep clear, but from the perspective of the inside, why?
Do you want me to test it? I can close you in there.
Sure.
You have an emergency exit button. You might want to test to your left. If not, I can get you out.
Yeah, I see that. I'm going to try that in a second. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out why would it say keep clear and ventilation? Like there's a ventilation on the top and a keep clear on the bottom, almost signifying like you're supposed to get dressed in this.
Oh, I see what you mean. I was going to say there is a keep clear next to the elevator door, but that makes sense. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah. Are you supposed to get dressed in this little cubby?
The last time I've heard them try to give the sales pitch on suits, it was like you can walk up and press F and it like changes out what you're wearing for what's in there. But I don't
Okay.
know how dated that is.
I mean, I would love it if it would like dress you up Iron Man style.
Yeah, the button work.
It does work.
I,
And it's got a sticker. Door release. In emergency, doors may close without warning. Push to open. Nice. Brand new sticker. Yeah, we got the neutral white lights up above with that bubbled glass. Love it. Are these yellow or red? They are, that's hard. They might be orange. It's so hard to tell. A maintenance cover and what looks like another barcode. Oh, this one's different. This one says 33. We're getting some new stickers in this thing. We need to figure out what they mean. Mirai light plate. Another access panel, elevator door to go down. Oh, cool. I like this. It looks like a connector for recharging your suit. I don't know if it means anything or if it's just there to look fancy, but I like it. More overhead stuff, ventilation, other access panels, and a big O1. Mirai, the future of performance. Oh, engineering O1. Okay. Battery system, component access. Another access point, another barcode. Still no Ben Curtis sticker, but I am seeing a lot of barcodes. And I kind of feel like that's another thing that they put pride into. A manual control button panel. Okay, so is this like, because this is also labeled O1, is this like just module O1?
there's an engineering 2 in here somewhere.
Like, are they specifically, yeah, they must be calling out the engineering part.
Down here, there's a plate towards the floor on the left-hand side, to the left of this
Oh,
door.
no, these are modules. Like this one above the door panel has a 1. This one above the door panel has a 2. And this one has a 3. Are they just labeling which room you're in? But for what purpose?
So over here, I think is the hint. On this wall here, you have your engineering terminal. You can't use it yet. You can like use it, like you can look closer at it, but it won't show you anymore. But when engineering's a real thing, you will be told like which room and there's an issue in. And then if there's oxygen vacating from a specific room or fire in a specific room.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You like vent it from room 3, room 1. That makes more sense. More barcodes. 33. Critical subsystem, but it's got like latches that you can open. So play around. Access panel. Some more of those emergency lights above the door. Yeah, the interior is, I think, much better on this ship than the exterior. Door access panel, another Mirai barcode. Yeah, like the feeling that I get was that they designed it. It feels like they did the opposite of what is typically done in the automotive sector. In the automotive sector, usually they will design they try to do the interior and the exterior at the same time. At the few places that I've worked at and at the one that I currently work at, the exterior is the driver for the interior, because the exterior is what sells vehicles. So they'll make the exterior look cool at the detriment of what happens at the interior, even though you spend all of your time inside it. I think it's backwards. I think the interior should lead design. And I think that's what they did in this one, which I'm very happy to see. Oh, I got some braided cable. Oh, I see some numbers on wire. Can I view more of it? NK. Oh, it's backwards. Yeah. NK04271986. Anyone knows what that means? Post it in the comments. Probably means nothing, but still, I would like to know. Oh, this is one of those emergency lights. I like that it's labeled emergency. That makes me very happy. Is it? Oh, you can't turn it on though. Because I was going to say, like, does it blink white or red? We won't know unless we were to actually damage the ship.
Yeah, on the other ships, like the 400i, a few others that have got the advanced lighting passes, it's like on the door panels, you'll see additional buttons. But right now, unfortunately, the only button it's like the lock open door button you can see in the bottom left.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can I get that one to work? Hey, I got it to work. It works on this panel. Maybe it works on all of them. didn't work for me last time.
Wait, are you
So this
talking
is
about the
auxiliary light.
one with the red outline?
So when you're looking at the door panel,
Yep.
you'll see open or closed.
Yep.
And then just below it, there's a little rectangle, and that's what you're trying to target. And it's very hard to get it to work, but it does. If you get that little button to change states, it'll fix it.
Ah.
And then that bottom left corner is the door lock open close panel. But I
Okay.
managed to click it, and it went into auxiliary lighting for a moment.
So we have component access on the bottom. There's a bunch of numbers behind it, upside down, 1 through 5, but nothing else. What is in the life support panel? Absolutely nothing. You get no life support on this ship. More yellow triangles, though.
Yeah, the life supports aren't in yet. They will be modules you have to keep track of, just like everything else.
There's an action list. Not sure what it's signifying, though. Could just be filler. Total values. Don't know what this means either. Cooler panel. The barcode again. Engineering 02. I didn't mean to do that. I love the sound though. Oh, that's that gives me alien vibes. Have you noticed that?
A little bit. I've always tried to look for them ever since the Reclaimer. Because I mean that thing is blatantly alien vibes.
Oh yeah. Other control panels, access system panel, DAT3, DAT2, DAT1. There might be some small data running with the ship, or CIG is just gonna mess with us and we're gonna have to repair blue screens of death. Yeah, these data. Okay, so those things I saw on the wings were data ports. They're just super large. Another barcode. These look like multi-pin connectors.
Maybe the ones on the wings are designed for a pad that has those services or a station, versus these are for a handheld.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. If you were to have a large ship with a couple of these, you could just tie them in, and then the hangar crew could know which ships are good to go just from the readout.
And that's instant, versus a handheld takes a couple seconds and only does one specific section of the ship, less data,
Okay, I like that. I realize we're kind of theorizing, but I like that. Theorizing helps the game develop, because then they see this.
CIG probably takes notes.
That's what I'm saying. They see these things, they take notes, and they're like, oh, that's a cool idea. But first things first, CIG, you need to fix the red lights. You can't have red lights here, though. I do like that your handles have screws.
Or at least just have it so it's much easier to swap lights. And you could leave the red as a setting. People that like that can keep it. People that don't,
yeah,
it defaults to white.
That would, yeah, I don't know why that would be so difficult. Just have a hue setting you can change the light color. But I just noticed this. All the handles have a little screw on the top and on the bottom. It's a replaceable part.
Nice.
Let's see the power plant. No secrets in there. Interestingly, from the last few ships that I looked at, their floor mats looked removable. So far, the only one that I see that's removable is the one at the entrance for the elevator. These don't look removable. At least not easily removable. Doesn't look like that there's anything in the radar. Got the shield generator, another barcode, another emergency light. Is this a mirrored ceiling? Yes. The ceiling is mirrored. Is this one also mirrored? No, this one is unique, but this one's mirrored.
I love the switches in the engineering 1 bay in the back.
Oh yeah, the ceiling switches. I love it. When I eventually, if I ever get to it and I make a cockpit for this game, I am putting ceiling switches. I am making that cockpit styled after a mix between the MSR and the Fury.
There's something magical if you were going to do something like that, to have the boot up, but the switches to start up the computer, start up the accessories. You flip the switches above your head when you're staking, and then you sit down. There's something special.
There's a video that I saw of this guy who made custom switches for his, I don't know what it is. It was a military plane. And they're magnetized switches. So when the plane loses power, they reset back to their default state.
That's so cool.
And like he made switches that attach to a magnet when you flip them. And then when you cut power, it loses the electromagnet and then resets the switches. It was super cool. Yeah, that's like one of my long time project things. I've got a spot picked out here in the basement to build a cockpit. Is it going to happen? Maybe.
You have the capability.
I have the capability, but do I have enough of an attention span to do it? Habitation sticker. Anybody who knows me knows exactly what that means. Fire extinguisher. I want to know more of K Group. I want to see a K Group fire truck spaceship.
I would love that too. And a vehicle, and like a Ursa rover, or a Spartan. Would that be neat? A Spartan chassis. The larger ones, like the Ballista and the Centurion.
Oh yeah, like just spraying foam.
So cool.
Heck yeah.
So
Hear that, CIG? We need lore on K Group.
Do you see to the right of the fire extinguisher on the ground? I think that was supposed to be a fridge. And then at the last minute, I think they can put like a mini box in there, like a single delivery box. That's my speculation though, because it looks like a fridge should be there considering what's up above it.
Yeah, because that's the bathroom. This is the hot plate. Food processor, 3 nozzles, your 3D printable food.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably the cartridges right behind it for it.
I think you're right.
Sticker, maintenance access, qualified personnel only, followed by the barcode. Is this a microwave? There's like latches on the bottom to open the panel, and it looks like, I'm going to say this is a futuristic microwave.
We've seen the thing on the right with the nozzles before, and in general, that should give you food and drink. It would be interesting to see if that microwave is not just aesthetic, it's actually there where you can heat up different things. Maybe things you recover from outside, it would, wolf an animal or something you take down. It'd be interesting. Or a fruit, whatever.
Yeah.
That would be neat.
This tube is covered in glass. Why? No other pipes are covered in glass. Is it because it's habitation and they're just trying to make it look more fancy?
Probably, if I was to guess. And probably a noise control of whatever. Tubes can shake around and make noise. Also,
that's true.
Temperature variance too. So if a tube has something hotter.
Yep, that would make sense. Temperature variance. But then the glass is just to make it look fancy, because they could have just put a panel there for temperature.
Yes, they could have. Sometimes I wonder if that's how it started. Like it originally didn't have that window, and somebody had like a blown out model. They were going through the 3D render, and they said, "What if we put, we could see that little."
That could be. As we are not part of CIG, we will never know.
Sadly.
I know. Do like that they have the warm lights up above, though.
You want to see the auxiliary
lights? A little
lights?
Weird that, it's not weird, just because from the Zeus, all the entrances and exits had a consistent color, but that could just be an RSI thing. But yeah, do the lights. Okay, so these basically just shut off. Oh no, it changes the lower ones to a cool white. Okay. Not great for serotonin production to fall asleep to, but it is much better than the red.
Okay, and here's the terrible red. The buttons, the most reliable buttons, are actually at the bed.
Oh, that is awful. So it does make the lights flash, except the ones that are actually labeled emergency. Those ones do not flash.
Okay.
But it does flash the top ones too, though, even though those are the warm light ones. And then those are strobes. Overall, it's pretty nice. Oh, personal storage. There's a little footstool. I like that. That's a nice attention to detail. And the little thing opens. Aww. That is cute. Though, from an automotive standpoint, for this particular personal storage cover, I guess it depends on the type of brand. Because for racing, you think more high end, and most racing brands are getting into a little bit more luxury, in that they want their vehicles to be fast, but also sporty, but also kind of a little more luxury orientated for the people who can actually afford those vehicles. And for this type of panel, we would not put a side button on it, because the motion is that it gets pushed in before it opens. So it's a push button panel. The entire thing is a button. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like you would just push in the entire panel and then it would pop out. At least that is what we would do in the automotive world.
Makes sense.
There are hinges above the bed. Why are there hinges
Remember,
above the bed?
So this whole thing's a door.
Oh, right. This is the escape pod.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the door that comes down when it launches you out. Okay, this makes so much more sense than the Zeus. I don't understand how those beds are escape pods. It makes no sense to me. This, I understand it. This makes sense.
I think it's easier when there's only a single stack. The Zeus with its double bed on the one side makes it a little more challenging for them to make look correct.
I mean, like if they're doing air shields, like sure, I can see that. Like, because this one has a physical door, so you can actually see it.
Mm-hmm. And if you do air shields, there's no protection at all on that side from like shrapnel. Stuff passes right through an air shield. It's just oxygen stuff.
Like we have a bunch of modules up here. 6 modules for something. Another 33 barcode. More latches. Panel removal. Another non-working emergency light. Not up to OSHA standards. Take a look in here.
So the bathroom, real quick. This is what I was leading to before. I would, in my dream scenario, I would have changed this bathroom for the suit locker in the back. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but that would mean that you can access your suit without having to be inside a room that may be vacated to space.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I guess it would. I think it would be dependent on whether or not the suit, because I think there was like a connecting latch. Yeah, so there's a suit clamp in the back of the locker. It might be that it checks to see if there's a suit in the locker. Like if I'm thinking of order of operations, if we're in space, the ship knows we're in space. It can sample the oxygen, air, whatever, wherever we're at. Mm-hmm. If there's a suit in the suit locker, it just doesn't open the floor if it's harmful to leave the ship. I understand that there's like a lot of failure points in that, but that's a possible theory that I can think of. That,
and again, we won't know until the suit lockers have full functionality.
Right. Yeah, we won't know. All of this is just theory crafting. Let's take a look at this bathroom because I missed it before. Ooh, bright white light. Okay, so they're using a neutral cool light for the bathroom, but then in the corners, we have these little warm lights. I think I would have preferred if this was a warm light too. And that's a nice shower. You got tons of jets on that.
I'm going to flick on the auxiliary lights just so you can see if it changes in the bathroom.
It does not look like it.
Okay. And one more time, here comes the alarm.
No, but I can see the reflection of it.
Back to normal.
Okay. Oh, there is an auxiliary light setting in here. It shuts the top lights off and then blinks the one above the door. And then there's an emergency call button and speaker next to the button panel.
Nice. For the record, I can barely make out the character in there. I can see your basic movements, but it's like barely enough privacy. Technically, if there was 2 people, it's not awkward. To answer that question, if anyone's wondering. But the frosted glass would be.
I would say that the opaqueness of the glass is acceptable.
Yeah.
It offers enough privacy. Toilet roll, clean after use. I still hate these mirrors. They are awful.
They switched to cameras on the Polaris, which was an interesting solution because apparently the mirrors have a huge resource hit.
It looks Black Mirror-y. Mm-hmm. This is the hot water tank. And then the toilet roll. So the toilet button works. The shower one does not. Drain on the floor. Some side shelving. That looks pretty nice. Do those change with the auxiliary lighting though? It does shut those lights off. Okay, so that's pretty cool.
Kind of is a pretty luxurious shower. You know, when I hang out with you, I see a lot of stuff that I don't normally notice.
Why? It's like I've said in the other videos, and like I've told you before, this is my actual job.
Yeah, you have an eye for detail. There's no question about that.
Hey, we get the comfy floor again. Some more glass. Here, it's nice. In the Habitation, it's a little weird. Oh, there's something. It looks like something is missing here. On the sides of the doors, it looks like something's supposed to be plugged in here. I wonder if this is like a mounting point for a fire extinguisher.
Mm.
Yeah, because there's like a cutaway in the corner here. Not going to be able to see it from where you're at.
Yeah, there is. The two of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because this is a mirrored room again. They only designed half of it, and then you just flip it on Y0.
Another one of my dream edits that's just me dreaming if I was designing this as part of the team, I would have put the other weapon locker instead of in the back. I would have tried to squeeze it into this room on the wall without the fancy doors and just have it as a weapon rack on the wall, like on some ships.
I could see
Because-
that. It maybe not necessarily a full weapon rack, but maybe it would behoove them to include a spot for a single pistol.
Yeah, and then people who want to put a utility one-hand piece of kit, they can put it there, or or pistol. And yes, I know there's a rack, the proper rack outside on the winglet, but I'm picturing people that are like trying to defend the ship from somebody who hacked into the back door, and they may not want to run outside and find out if there's friends of that person.
Exactly. Having just one pistol easily accessible at the cockpit can make all the difference.
Yeah.
More red lights, comfy floor. Oh, this one looks like it might be removable. Hard to tell.
A small thing, check out the door. So the door towards me, there's no window in that door. I'll let it close again.
Oh, there isn't.
The other ones did.
Okay, I actually have not looked at the doors very closely. I should do that opportunity now. Okay, so we have stickers telling the direction that the door is going to open. A number 4. So I'm guessing this would be the 5th door, or I mean the 4th door. I can count. Keep clear. Are these the manual releases? We got some latches along the outside. Are there any on the top? There is, but those are latches for like the door seal, not the door itself. And it really makes me wonder if like it really feels like these pods, like these individual rooms are manufactured separately from each other. Like they are modular pod rooms that are then assembled to build this ship.
Like cruise ship style.
Yes, cruise ship style. Can you open the door? Bummer. Maybe it's on this side.
Controls for the bed and the controls for that
2,
door
3,
like overlap.
4. Okay, so the number on the door is telling you which module you're in.
Also, the back door, the 2, has two parts to it. Where
Oh,
the other
it
one's only
is a
have
different door. Why is it a different door?
one. My random speculation is that, do you see the size of the shield generator module in this second room when you come into engineering 2? This needs to be able to fit in there through that door.
Okay. Yeah, that would make the connection cuts off the door. Okay. Yep. I get that. That does make sense. But I am disappointed. There's no manual release for these doors.
That's a good point.
Not
Hopefully-
unless it's, let's see, because there's a manual control. There's no control panel for this door.
Which is the first of like the habitation personnel style doors, let's call them, just because we don't have a name. That is pretty clever. Like the engineering spaces have the big double door, the other rooms have the smaller door.
Yeah, they would need to be able to move larger components in and out, but there's no manual release. If you lose power, you're SOL.
I hope they add that functionality, even if it's not. Like, I hope they go back and properly put it in, but at the very least, just put a placeholder in.
Yeah, at least give the illusion. There is an access panel next to this digital panel. Is there one over here? No. I mean, there's kind of an access panel there, but there needs to be one on both sides. There are small access panels on the sides of the doors, but I don't know if I would count them to be manual releases. Mostly because there's no consistency from one side of the door to the other. Like there'll be an access panel on one side and then you go on the other side of the door and it's different. So I'm not going to count any of those as a manual release. There's not enough consistency if you were in an emergency situation to know which panel to remove to open the door. Access point ventilation on the ceiling. Other emergency light. Okay, so is there anything fancy about this bubble I should know about?
When you'll see the animation, getting into it. It's pretty nuts.
All right, if I press the close, is that something different?
I think that's just the door. I think like it's the bubble itself you click on. At least if I remember right, and
Oh,
it's the bubble's like its own atmosphere.
okay. I do like that.
The earliest I ever saw that was like the original
Another barcode.
not Retaliator.
Don't the Carrack turrets do this?
There's a few. The mole, I think the Carrack turrets, yes. The hammerhead. The one I'm trying to think of though, the original Redeemer. The original Redeemer, the lower turret that it used to be set up with. That was the first time I ever saw it, if I remember right. Hammerhead was pretty early too, but
Looks like the bubble is attached with hex bolts, and there is no manual release for this door either.
you can escape from that bubble from to the outside.
Oh, right. That's right. Okay. All right. RSI, take note. I actually shouldn't say that, but I feel like I'm justified in saying it because I can kind of see it from here. RSI, Mirai has the proper color stitching on their seat.
Ooh.
Yep, they do. The stitching is the proper color. Ooh, looks all soft. Shoulder pads, exit to rear. Okay, matching joysticks. Nothing different about those. Feet pedals. Yeah. Oh, you've got the two. Okay, so you have textured leather and then normal leather. Stitching, vinyl ribbing. Man, this is a fancy seat. Holy crap.
While I'm out here, do you want to hop in and out of the seat again? I can capture it from the exterior.
Sure. Let me know when you are recording.
Okay, go ahead again. All right.
Yeah, this is nice. It's got the proper color of stitching. They use multiple kinds of stitching. Oh, that one's in an overlap joint, piping. Weirdly enough, though, I'm actually not seeing the stitching pattern style that would be typically used on a seat. Normally in a seat, we use what are called butt joints. And it's where the like you can see it here, right here, where it like moves in. So like both of the pieces of fabric fold in on itself and create like a valley. You can kind of see it down here. This is a butt joint right here. And if you see stitching going along the sides of it, it's purely decorative. But this is the typical type seam that you see in seats. If you go out to your car, you're going to see it everywhere. Like just about every joint of fabric on your seat is held together by a butt joint. Man, I am so pleased with the red stitching. Armrests look soft. And because it's a Mirai overhead switches, I'm so excited. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look to see if the Small Fury has this sticker. I don't know what that means. Oh, but the grips, they don't look as soft as the grips on the RSI, but the stitching is still good. It is a little bit of a darker red than I would have expected given everything else on the ship, but it's still, oh, you can see the welds on the giant hinge for the cockpit. You can see the welds. This is awesome. That's the kind of detail we're looking for. All right, let's take a look at this panel. We have power, engines, lights, a D-pad, lock, door, coupled, strafe, ESP, cruise, proximity, the landing gear. Love that. That is how I want my landing gear to come down when I build my cockpit. I want one of those giant levers. Oh, there's writing on the wires. 18 AEW 1007. Elite, other letters that we've seen from earlier. The side, quantum, QD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe targets, shields, weapons, radar, scan, hail, and self-destruct, which oddly enough does not look like the self-destruct has a cover on it. Oh wait, no, it does. It's just clear, so you can barely see it. Ooh. That's looks weird. Are they going to have a different intro for Mirai, or are they just going to stick with the MISC intro?
Not sure. I know the red thing is really what they focus down on for Mirai.
They should have a unique startup. QD.
So in your MFD for your powered up services, you'll see that the QED drive is one of the options. Like you hit the little arrow and it moves, early options.
Okay, wait a minute. What? Say it again.
So the QED drive, you power up the ship.
Yep.
You change your master mode over to weapons, like SCM, either of the SCM modes.
Okay.
Then in your MFD, one of the MFDs, change it over to like power to your subsystem, all the different systems like shields and all those other things.
Power management.
Yep. And then there, you might have to arrow over in the bottom right, but it'll be one of the I think the QED. At least back when I did my first look, it wasn't powered up.
Quantum interdiction generator.
There you go. Give that a point. It only needs like 1 point of power or whatever it takes. And then as soon as you do that, if you go to the advanced camera, you'll see the tail start doing its thing. Like just it even when it's in passive mode where it's not activated, it starts animating.
All right, I'm gonna shut the engines off for just a second. I thought I gave it...
Right now, it's not receiving power. So make sure you're in the master mode where it's SCM, not quantum, and give it power in that the subsystem MFD, power MFD. I'm standing outside so I can tell you if it turns on. It also might, who knows, it might be disabled in this armistice area.
Oh, that could be. That's probably what it is.
It's, even though we're supposed to be on like a Wonka Vader somewhere else, in theory it could impact somebody, not being able to quantum away or something. Who knows? You probably have to take this out for a spin and then it'll fire up.
Okay. Did you want to go up?
Sounds good. I actually have to step away for a bit, so I'm just gonna sit AFK here.
Okay. Are you in the ship or?
Yep, I'm just sitting in the ship. You can go. Make sure the door opens. Like try to request to leave, and then before I go AFK.
Right, that's another thing. Can you see the doors from inside? Hard to tell.
You want to double check, make sure you can request to leave. Start the gateway. Just before I go AFK.
Yeah, I was trying to hail. It doesn't seem to be working.
Let me hop in, and then I'll do the request, and then you hop back in.
Okay.
Sometimes it's buggy like that, even though you should have been able to do it because you're in party. Okay. It says we're second in queue.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna hop out of the seat. Should still hold our place. I hope. We're now in place 1. Should be about 60 seconds.
Okay.
Max.
Yeah, it looks like you can see the ceiling if your hangar is large enough. I don't know if you'd be able to see the doors opening in a medium hangar like I've got, which is one downside.
This might force you to get a large hangar because it always sizes for the largest ship you have when it's your home hangar.
Yeah.
I think I can hear the doors opening, but that might just be a sound effect.
Yeah, it's hard to tell which mode you're in. I can't tell if there's text being blocked by the overhead display.
It's opening. Hangar request complete. Yeah, the modes always are funky.
Yeah, I didn't see the door open. So, I mean, I think you could see it from the cockpit, but it's not great.
Are you clear of hangar?
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna go AFK.
Okay. Ah, the whole wing moves. Okay, that's pretty nice. Oh, we have nice lights on the sides. They blink. Top is white. Bottom is also white. Does make it difficult to be able to tell the orientation of the ship. I mean, I guess the top does blink red and the bottom has those 2 white dots. So that does help. I do have to say though, the visuals in this is a little difficult. Like, it is a little bit difficult to tell which mode I'm in. Okay, but on the very bottom it does say, so it's scan. This one's quantum. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so that is nice. So we have the danger little energy ball and then the movable spine that he was telling me about. All right, let's see if we can get a startup sequence of it. Rolling from side to side, the ship feels a little heavier than I would expect. Oh, the lights are pretty nice. I like how it lights up the wings. That's a nice effect. I can see the toggle for VTOL working, but I don't see it doing anything. Oh, this is a good opportunity to see the landing gear. So we have a warning with some triangles. There's a nice white outline. And I also like how the paint is like scuffed up. It looks like right on the edges of the warning that those panels move independently. They do not. It just looks like it. I see some braided cable inside the landing gear. Yeah, the trouble with this ship is it's so low to the ground. It's very difficult to see inside the landing gear, but I'm going to try to get back into it again. I know I saw some stickers in there, but I just can't get inside it to check. Panel access. That symbol again, that was on a big hinge in the middle. Some cabling. Nothing really too much on it. All right, let's get in from the outside. Oh, all right. And the weapons panel stayed open the whole time. But now how do you get out without having to go through the whole ship? Maybe you can't. So I decided to bring the ship back out into space so I could look for the fuel port because I don't remember seeing it earlier. And I also wanted to see what was inside the landing gear because we were not able to do that back in the hangar. Oh wait, is that the fuel port? It is. Okay. Oh, it looks like a little fuel canisters. Okay, so there's a sticker there. Hand crush, fuel port access. Okay, great. That is awesome. Now, let's see what's inside the landing gear. Braided cable, exclamation mark, colored cabling, warm lights. Okay, there anything on this side? Oh, we see some more stickers. The barcode, electrical, makes sense. This is corrugated electrical tubing. What's on the back one? We have an access point, another braided cable. Oh, that's a nice little detail. Like you wouldn't be able to see that. Wait, is that? Oh, it's too hard to see. Need to get a better look. Aha! I found it. I found your sticker, Ben Curtis. I found it. Pretty clever putting it in the landing gear that you can't see unless you're in space. But I found it. Haha. I don't think there's going to be anything else in the landing gear. Thank you so much for coming by to see the video. It was a lot of fun checking this out. I really like this ship. I think its roll is a little slow for what I would expect from this ship given what it's supposed to do. The red lights I would change. I think they're too close to fire, especially when they're in emergency mode. When emergency mode is on, I think it should turn the emergency lights on for the entire ship, not just the hab module. Otherwise, like, this is a pretty cool little ship. I might see if there's a possibility for me to upgrade to one. Like, it's really cool. I love the Fury line. I love the little Furies. They're so much fun. The other thing is a little difficult to see the hangar from up above when it's opening. Oh, that's where the headlight is? That's huge. I also was not able to find a way to exit to 0G from the canopy itself. So that, I mean, maybe I missed it, but either way, good on you for showing up RSI, Mirai, and having the stitching color for your seat to be correct. That was probably like one of the biggest things that I noticed when I did the RSI, and you nailed it. It's not exactly the right red. It should be a little more vibrant, but it is still a red. It's much closer than the purple. With that, I want to thank everybody for coming by and who's been showing support in the series of looking at these ships through the lens of an automotive designer. I want to thank Red J for providing this Guardian for review. If you have a ship that you would like for me to review, or is there something that you noticed that I didn't? You have any other fan little tech theories to go along with what we were thinking of as we were going through this review, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from them, and I read every comment that is posted. I hope to see you in the next video. Tell me which one you want to see next. Bye, everybody.